I'm trying to put a stop to this because I can't ever imagine, and I don't want to imagine, history repeating itself, right?
A confidential file leaked from Soho House has exposed scandalous photographs of Meghan Markle alongside a powerful man who was constantly by her side. But even more disturbing, these are not merely images from the past. People have now allegedly discovered that Meghan is still continuing a reckless lifestyle and engaging in secretive activities behind Harry's back. The explosive revelations have not only sent Harry into a furious rage, but have also forced Prince William and the British royal family to step in to protect the honor of the monarchy from what they see as a stain upon its legacy. As the sensitive, candid photographs are brought into the open, a series of shocking secrets hidden behind closed doors gradually begin to emerge, pushing the relationships within the royal family to the breaking point. Will Harry uncover the undeniable evidence needed to expose his wife's alleged scheme, or will Meghan continue using her cunning to conceal the deception? And what fate awaits them when the doors of the royal family are finally and irrevocably closed? A confidential collection of documents has just been leaked directly from the servers of the exclusive Soho House private club, immediately sending shockwaves throughout the global media. The files were rapidly circulated across countless platforms, exposing a vast collection of notorious party photographs involving members of the elite. Among thousands of sensitive materials, public attention quickly became fixated on a single image that sent an especially powerful shock through the public. The photograph captured a close-up of a woman whose figure and physical features closely resembled Meghan Markle. She stood at the center of the scene, surrounded by several men during what appeared to be a wild and chaotic party. The striking resemblance between the woman in the image and Meghan ignited an explosion of public speculation, transforming the leaked Soho House photograph into one of the hottest topics across major news outlets worldwide. The shocking revelation immediately dragged the British royal family into what became its most serious scandal to date. What began as a private club data leak rapidly escalated into a full-scale media crisis aimed directly at the reputation of the monarchy. As the sensitive images spread across the internet, both the British public and international audiences began raising harsh and direct questions. Many openly questioned the standards and judgment behind those permitted to enter one of the world's most powerful royal families. One question echoed everywhere. Why would the British royal family ever accept someone with such a notorious and scandal-ridden past into its ranks? Critics demanded to know whether those at the highest levels of the palace had truly been blind to such a controversial lifestyle, or had deliberately chosen to ignore it. Public outrage did not stop there. Instead, it dug even deeper into the heart of the controversy. People began asking whether the British royal family had effectively accepted allowing its centuries-old reputation to be tarnished by scandals of this nature. Worse still, some questioned whether the royal family itself might possess equally disturbing secrets behind closed doors, making it willing to tolerate and even shield the presence of someone like Meghan within the family. The wave of criticism and suspicion continued to intensify, placing the monarchy in an increasingly defensive position as relentless questions surrounded the honor and integrity of the entire royal institution. How will the British royal family respond to the overwhelming pressure from public opinion? And will Meghan quietly accept the palace's ultimatum? As public pressure continued to intensify and the wave of criticism directed at the palace showed no signs of fading, Prince William could no longer maintain the traditional royal silence. Realizing that the family's reputation was being severely damaged by the leaked Soho House images, William immediately drafted and sent an urgent email directly to Meghan's personal inbox. As the heir to the throne, and the man responsible for protecting the dignity of the monarchy, he wrote in an unmistakably stern and cold tone, without a single word of diplomatic courtesy. The full text of the Prince of Wales's email reflected both his anger and uncompromising resolve. Meghan, I am demanding that you immediately take legal action or implement decisive media measures to stop these harmful rumors without delay. The photographs and information currently circulating are not only damaging your personal reputation, they are directly inflicting serious harm upon the credibility, honor, and dignity of the entire British royal family. The palace will not tolerate irresponsible silence that continues to stain the image of the monarchy. Take action and put an end to this immediately. However, in the face of her brother-in-law's firm and unequivocal order, Meghan Markle responded with open defiance. She read the email, but deliberately chose to ignore it. She offered no reply whatsoever, nor did she make any effort to stop or refute the sensitive photographs that were rapidly spreading across news outlets. Meghan's indifference and silence felt like a bucket of ice water poured over the palace's efforts to contain the crisis, making the atmosphere between the two sides increasingly suffocating. Just as the situation reached a complete deadlock and tensions climbed to their highest point, journalist Piers Morgan, well known for his blunt and razor-sharp commentary, unexpectedly appeared during a special live television broadcast. Before millions of viewers watching in suspense, Piers Morgan looked directly into the camera and boldly declared the explosive information he claimed to possess. To the public and to everyone still dreaming of a fairy tale, I stand here today to declare that the recently leaked Soho House files are nothing more than the tip of the iceberg. I am personally in possession of far more compelling, authentic, and shocking evidence about Meghan Markle's true past. The time has come for this mask to be completely removed under the light of justice. Yet Piers Morgan immediately followed with an even more devastating revelation, insisting that the most disturbing aspect of the story had nothing to do with the stains on Meghan's past before she entered the royal family. According to him, the truly horrifying discovery, and the one that should send a chill through the public, was the latest evidence allegedly showing that her questionable relationship with Marcus Anderson, the creative director of Soho House, had never actually come to an end. Marcus Anderson, the influential man operating behind the scenes, was the very person who had opened the door that introduced Meghan into London's elite social circles years earlier. More outrageously still, this deep connection had allegedly continued quietly and closely, even after Meghan had assumed the title and status of a duchess within the British royal family. To prove that his explosive claims were not without foundation, Piers Morgan immediately broadcast a series of the latest surveillance photographs displayed in sharp, crystal-clear detail across television screens. According to the journalist, these images had been extracted directly from the security camera system surrounding Meghan's Montecito estate and had been provided exclusively to him by a confidential source with the highest level of access. The surveillance photographs appeared to expose a startling reality before the eyes of the public. Clearly visible on the screen were late-night timestamps during highly sensitive hours. Under the cover of darkness, Marcus Anderson could allegedly be seen arriving at and leaving the couple's estate with striking familiarity and ease. The security footage purportedly showed Marcus and Meghan holding private, intimate meetings within the estate grounds without Prince Harry being present or aware of the encounters. The man's repeated and mysterious appearances at Meghan's residence during such sensitive hours were presented as undeniable evidence, laying bare what was described as a close relationship that had quietly continued behind the back of the Prince of the United Kingdom. How will Harry react when he comes face to face with what appears to be evidence of betrayal and deception inside his own home? As the security footage and the questionable images involving Meghan and Marcus Anderson were exposed before the entire public, a massive shockwave swept across the global media. For Prince Harry, the revelations landed like a devastating blow that shattered the trust he had placed in his wife. The anger he had suppressed for so long finally erupted. Unable to endure another moment, Harry immediately confronted Meghan inside their California mansion, demanding an explanation for the late-night meetings captured in the photographs. He furiously threw printed copies of Piers Morgan's reports onto the table and raised his voice, insisting on an immediate answer. "Meghan, look me straight in the eyes and explain what all of this means. Why has Marcus Anderson been repeatedly showing up at our home so late at night? Why have all of these private meetings been taking place behind my back without me ever being there? I want an explanation right now, not more silence or excuses." Faced with her husband's furious outburst, Meghan Markle remained remarkably calm. She showed no sign of panic or hesitation. Casting a dismissive glance at the photographs spread across the table, Meghan let out a quiet sigh before brushing them aside without a second thought. In a cold, calculated tone, she attempted to downplay the entire controversy, turning what appeared to be a major scandal into nothing more than routine professional business. Harry, you're being overly sensitive and completely unreasonable. Marcus has been one of my closest friends for years. You know that perfectly well. Those meetings were nothing more than ordinary work sessions between friends, discussing our upcoming projects together. I have no obligation to report every insignificant detail whenever a friend comes over to talk about business. You're letting the media manipulate you, and now you're turning against your own wife. The argument between them quickly escalated into a fierce and suffocating confrontation, with Meghan flatly denying every accusation while shifting the blame onto Harry, accusing him of being consumed by suspicion. Realizing that the scandal was spiraling far beyond anyone's control and inflicting severe damage upon the reputation of the monarchy, Prince William immediately contacted his younger brother through a secure phone call from the United Kingdom. William's voice was stern throughout the conversation, filled with concern, but equally unwavering as he urged Harry to confront reality. Harry, you need to wake up. This is no longer just another baseless rumor circulating in the press. It's destroying our family's reputation day by day, hour by hour. You cannot keep closing your eyes and believing Meghan's carefully crafted excuses. I'm asking you to quietly verify the truth yourself inside your own home. Find out what's really happening before it's too late. William's weighty advice struck Harry like a wake-up call, cutting straight through the doubts that had been quietly growing inside him. Determined that he could no longer continue living amid deception, Harry chose to follow his brother's guidance. He patiently waited until Meghan left the estate for an outside business meeting. Once the house was empty, Harry quietly entered Meghan's private room. His heart pounded with fear and anxiety as he carefully searched through every drawer, every cabinet, and every hidden corner of his wife's personal space. At last, concealed deep inside a discreet compartment of a closet, Harry made a discovery that left him completely stunned: a collection of handwritten plans prepared jointly by Meghan and Marcus Anderson. As he slowly turned each page, a chilling sensation swept through his entire body. The detailed handwritten documents appeared to expose Meghan Markle's true intentions in full. They outlined clearly and meticulously what seemed to be a carefully orchestrated plan. Meghan had been deliberately working in close coordination with Marcus Anderson, relying on his influence to gain even deeper access to circles of the ultra-wealthy and some of the most powerful business figures in both London and the United States. The truth became even more disturbing and heartbreaking as Harry came across handwritten notes indicating that Meghan had allegedly been willing to spend enormous sums of money on extravagant late-night parties, covering the full cost of lavish gatherings alongside Marcus in exchange for his trust and access to his valuable network among the social elite. The marriage Harry had cherished for so long suddenly appeared to him as nothing more than a carefully constructed facade, one that Meghan had used to pursue her own personal ambitions and relentless quest for status. What will Harry do when he confronts Meghan with these undeniable handwritten documents, and will Meghan have any way left to deny the truth? The naked truth revealed within the handwritten pages caused Harry's entire world to collapse. His fury rose to its highest point, overwhelming even the unbearable pain he felt inside. The moment Meghan returned to the mansion, Harry was already waiting for her in the living room. There was no room left for compromise or discussion. He threw the file containing the handwritten plans detailing her alleged collaboration with Marcus Anderson directly at her feet. His face was flushed with rage, his breathing heavy as he pointed at the scattered papers and roared his most uncompromising confrontation straight at Meghan. Meghan, look at this. Look at these handwritten pages and tell me they aren't yours. So this was all nothing but a lie. You joined forces with Marcus Anderson, willing to spend money on his wild late-night parties just to buy your way into the circles of the ultra-rich. What did you think this marriage was? What did you think I was? What did you think my family was? Just a stepping stone so you could push your way deeper into that world of wealth and influence. You can't deny it anymore. The moment Meghan saw the secret handwritten documents lying scattered across the floor, she was completely stunned into silence. The color drained from her face for a brief instant. Faced with the overwhelming evidence written in her own handwriting, she no longer had any way to make excuses or blame the media. She stood frozen where she was unable to do anything except silently endure her husband's explosive anger. The silence that followed seemed to suffocate the entire room. After standing there for what felt like an eternity, Meghan let out a long, cold sigh. The artificial gentleness she had always displayed disappeared completely. Instead, she openly admitted everything in a voice filled with indifference and selfishness. "That's right, I wrote those plans. But Harry, have you ever stopped to ask yourself why I had to do it? I truly feel trapped, suffocated, and imprisoned in this marriage. Living beside you has never given me the recognition or the spotlight that I deserve. I had to create greater opportunities for myself and build a bigger future on my own. I refuse to bury the rest of my life in this dead end forever." Meghan's cold confession struck Harry like a knife driven deep into a heart already covered in wounds. An overwhelming wave of disappointment and agony consumed him. Realizing that the woman he had sacrificed everything to protect had become the greatest deception of all, Harry immediately gathered every one of the handwritten documents, photographed them, and sent the entire collection directly to Prince William as proof of the truth his brother had warned him about. Shortly afterward, overwhelmed by despair and painful regret, Harry sat down at his desk and with trembling hands began writing a personal letter addressed directly to King Charles III. Every line of the letter was filled with sincere remorse and the bitter confession of a son who had finally recognized the consequences of his own choices. "Dear Father, I write this letter with the deepest regret and sorrow I have ever known. I apologize to you, to William, and to our entire family for refusing to listen to your warnings and allowing these terrible events to stain the honor of the royal family. Now I finally see the truth. I humbly ask you to strip me of all my royal titles and allow me to return every honor that I no longer deserve to bear. My only wish is that you will permit me to give up everything, return to Britain, live a quiet life, and find peace once again beside my family." Yet Harry's final hope was extinguished without mercy. The response he received from the British royal family contained neither comfort nor an invitation to return. Buckingham Palace issued a firm, cold, and unequivocal statement. The British royal family requires Harry to resolve all of his personal matters, including the marital issues between himself and Meghan, completely and conclusively in the United States. Until these scandals have been fully dealt with, Harry is not to make further contact with the royal family. The palace will neither intervene nor accept Harry's return during this highly sensitive period. The royal family's refusal felt like a cold sentence slamming shut the door to Harry's homeland before his very eyes. He was left utterly alone amid the ruins of a broken marriage and the rejection of his own family. Now that he has been driven into a corner with no path left to retreat, what final decision will Harry make to free himself from this nightmare once and for all? After receiving the British royal family's cold and unequivocal rejection, Harry knew there was no way back for him. He could no longer continue living under the same roof as the woman who had deceived him, nor could he continue tolerating what he believed to be her dark ambitions for status and power. Determined to free himself from this nightmare, Harry walked straight into the bedroom, pulled out several large suitcases, and began packing all of his personal belongings. One item after another, every piece of clothing was folded and placed into the luggage with speed and icy determination, without the slightest hesitation or regret. The moment he zipped up the final suitcase, Harry immediately picked up his phone and contacted some of California's leading divorce attorneys, instructing them to prepare all the necessary legal documents so that divorce proceedings could begin as quickly as possible. Without a second thought, he wheeled his luggage toward the front door, prepared to move out that very day. The moment Meghan Markle saw the suitcases piled beside the entrance and overheard Harry's cold conversation with his lawyers, she was finally shaken out of her overconfidence. She realized that this time Harry was not acting out of temporary anger. He truly intended to end everything. Overwhelmed by fear, Meghan panicked completely. She rushed to block his path. Gone was the pride and indifference she had always displayed. She immediately lowered herself, clung tightly to Harry's arm, tears streaming down her face as she trembled, and desperately pleaded. "Harry, I'm begging you. Please don't do this. Please don't leave and don't file for divorce. I'm begging you. Please think about it again. We've been through so much together to get this far, haven't we? You can't simply throw everything away and give up our royal titles so easily. If you divorce me and give up your titles, what will become of me? Please, have mercy on me. Don't take away our status. Please, don't leave me with nowhere to turn." Yet Meghan's tearful pleas were not born of love remorse or a genuine desire to heal the wounds she had inflicted upon the husband she had betrayed. As Harry faced her desperate cries, he looked at her with nothing but coldness and disgust. He now understood her far too well. The fear and panic consuming Meghan at that moment stemmed from nothing more than overwhelming selfishness. She feared that once the divorce papers were signed and Harry permanently surrendered his royal titles, she would lose the prestige, elite social standing and dazzling spotlight she had fought so desperately to preserve. Without the royal family's name supporting her, Meghan Markle knew she would be left with nothing, abandoned by the circles of the ultra-wealthy and cast aside by the media that had once elevated her. No matter how desperately Meghan cried, pleaded, and clung to him, Harry firmly pulled his arm free. Grasping his suitcase, he walked straight through the front door without looking back even once at the woman who had buried her own ambitions beneath deception and betrayal. The door of the Montecito mansion slammed shut behind him, bringing one turbulent chapter of his life to a definitive end, while opening the door to a lonely and tragic fate for the ambitious woman left behind. How do you feel about Harry's decisive actions and Meghan's desperate downfall in this storyline? In your opinion, what deeper lesson does Meghan Markle's collapse in this story teach about the price of greed and deception? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click on the next video appearing on your screen. You're going to enjoy it.